Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, word to my brethren all across the light heavyweight division. And speaking of the light heavyweight division, we had a fantastic. I liked it. I don't know. Some people might not say it's fantastic, but I thought I enjoyed the card this past Saturday. Um, a lot of good moments, a lot of bizarre moments as well. But Sullivan Barrera or Sergey Kovalev says that he wants to box Sullivan Barrera on March 3rd back at the theater in Madison Square Garden. And I think that's probably his next realistic fight. I think it's a fight that should happen because I think, for one, Sullivan Barrera has done not a good job, but a great job of building himself back up after the Andre Ward loss. Ever since he hooked up with Derek Santos, which was following the Andre Ward fight. So basically, from Shabransky up to now, he's been with Derek Santos. I remember Derek Santos is from here in South Florida, so I remember when he first hooked up with Derek Santos that was going to be his trainer. I remember I asked Derek, because we're friends on Facebook and I've seen him a couple times around South Florida. I asked Derek about what is he going to do differently from Abel Sanchez. That Abel Sanchez did with Sullivan Barrera, and everything that he told me he would do with Sullivan Barrera, I've pretty much seen in the ring, and I've seen Sullivan Barrera improve immensely because of that. So Derek Santos probably one of the more unheralded trainers in boxing, but a respectable trainer in boxing. March the 3rd, Kovalev Barrera. It's a fight that should happen. It's a fight that probably should have happened on this card, but Barrera turned down the fight with Kovalev for this particular card because he wasn't happy with the purse, and this is not the first time Barrera has turned down a fight with the top light heavyweight because of the purse. If you guys remember, early on during this year, I'm going to say around February, March, I remember making a video about it. Barrera had turned down a fight, I think, with Beterbiev, where they were talking about making a fight with Beterbiev, and I had heard through the grapevine that Barrera wasn't happy with the purse for that either. So Barrera clearly wants to get paid what he thinks he's worth, which is fine. I think all fighters, look, these fans can't fight for you. These promoters ain't going to fight for you. They ain't going to pay your bills when the sport is over for you. So it's imperative you get your money. But, I think March does a great date. You got Kovalev coming off a great win against Shabransky. Yeah, you have him, this guy, Barrera, who I think handled a very awkward game. Felix Valera, a guy who knocked him down, showed some awkwardness. If you weren't mentally prepared or mentally focused, he could have easily got beaten in that fight. Definitely had the issue with the low blows. I thought he handled that really well. That's how Kovalev should have handled that in the second Ward fight. But anyway, I think it'd be a great fight. I think it'd be a good fight. If you would have asked me, who would have won this fight, let's say after the Ward fight, a couple months after the Ward fight, I would have said, yeah, Barrera won the fight. And I still think Barrera has the skills to beat a Kovalev, but from how motivated Kovalev seems now, how focused he seems now, just looking at okay, he's still Kovalev. He's still a dangerous fighter. The speed advantage, the ability to just box from the outside, he can definitely outbox Barrera from the outside. I feel like if they get into exchanges, Kovalev can definitely win most of them because of the fact that his power is still, he's still a crusher. So, Kovalev wants to box him on March 3rd. Here's exactly what he said about fighting Sullivan Barrera. He said, I quote, "I would like more right now to fight with Barrera because we called him for this fight, but he didn't approve the fight. But he got to fight on this card. Right now, we fought on the same card, and it's a reason to make a fight with him. And next, make the unification fight to the middle of next year." And that's what it is. And for those of you who don't know, so Barrera is also in line for a title shot with Dimitri Bivol as well. So it'll be up to Barrera to pick to see who he wants to fight. He could fight a Bivol, he could fight a Kovalev. For me, if I'm Barrera, I'm going for the gusto. I'm going for the guy with the bigger name. I'm going for the guy who, if I beat him, I'll get into more notoriety, and that's Sergey Kovalev, a guy that only one man in the division was, got credit for a win for, and that's Andre Ward, who a lot of people regard highly. So, go for that fight, man. I think, he's one of the few fighters in boxing where where he actually got better after a loss, and losses are not. He's one of the examples I can give currently in boxing where a loss can be good for you because since that loss, he's fought Shabransky, and when he fought Shabransky was a highly touted prospect. Shabransky was a guy that was getting a lot of praise from boxing media, from some boxing fans. He was getting a lot of hype. And he was a dangerous prospect. And when he fought him, I remember thinking to myself, I favor Barrera by a little bit, but it's not like a fight where I'm sure. I thought Shavansky could potentially beat him, and Shavansky knocked him down. So, got that win there. Fought a guy in Paul Parker who's gatekeeper at the weight class, has fought the likes of pretty much everybody, and a tough opponent. Beat him. Then he fought Joe Smith Jr., a guy who was coming in with a lot of momentum. Joe Smith had a lot of momentum behind him, coming off of that sensational win against Bernard Hopkins where he knocked him out the ring. Joe Smith Jr., he also was coming off another fight that year where he had the upset of the year and beating Fonfara. So this is a guy who had momentum behind him, and Barrera was able to beat him as well. So Barrera has definitely built himself up properly as a fighter and beat some good fighters to get the opportunity to fight a Kovalev, to fight a Bivol. And it's a fight where, I'm thinking about it now. Kovalev definitely has the advantage in speed, outside boxing ability, and definitely in terms of punching power and your chin. I think Barrera's best chance is to, like I said, jab. You got to jab you on the inside and cut that distance and crowd him, much like Ward did in the second fight. That's how you have success with Kovalev, and go to that body and test that body. See if he really is a different Kovalev. That's what you got to do with him. So let me know what you guys think. Sergey Kovalev stated that he wants to box Sullivan Barrera on March 3rd, Madison Square Garden at the theater. That's a fight that I'd probably go out to. I'd probably go to New York for that fight. That's a fight worthy of going out to New York for. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take time to subscribe, like the video, share, do all that good stuff. Follow True School Sports on Instagram at True School Sports. I'm Brennan Taylor, and like I always say, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.